So now let's talk about functions. We've actually been working with them already, okay, but we haven't defined them yet. So what is a function? Well, one of the main ways to determine if something is a function or not is that every input will have exactly one output. Well, what does that really mean? Let's look at an analogy here. So let's say we're watching TV. Okay. For those of you who don't know, the thing on the top here is an antenna. Anyway, let's say that we have a remote control for that TV. Now it's a simple remote. It can change the channel to 1, 2, or 3. It has a volume control, and it has channel control. And on top of that, it has a previous button. So it's got all these buttons, right? Now, let's talk about a good remote. A good remote is like a function. So let's say that I were to press the 2 button. So let's say that I wanted to get to channel 2 from channel 1. Well, I'd have a few different ways of doing that, right? I could hit the 2 button. Or I could hit the channel up button. Or I could hit the previous button, assuming that I was previously on channel 2. Now, if you notice here, I'm choosing 3 different inputs. However, all 3 of them are going to get me to channel 2. But there isn't a case where the 2 button does something different. Okay? It always takes me to channel 2. Okay, the channel up button will always take me to channel 2, and the previous button will always take me to channel 2. That is a function. Now let's look at what is not a function. Well, let's say instead that I press the 2 button. And let's say that sometimes that takes me to channel 2. However, other times it raises the volume. And even other times, it doesn't even take me to the right channel. It takes me to channel 3. This is a broken remote. We have one input with many outputs. So if you're ever not sure if something is a function, you can think of a remote control. When I put in an input, will it always do the same thing? If it does, it's a function. If it doesn't, not a function.